Hey guys, it's the Scranton MMA show. This is Frank.
I'm Jess.
This is Tom.
And first thing we want to mention is we have an all levels striking class starting on Friday. So Friday used to just be advanced striking. Steve Wilson is peering in here now. Who knows what he needs. But Steve's going to be teaching that. So whether you're a beginner or an advanced striker, you get to show up to this class.
And that's the same time as the advanced class, right?
Yeah, so they're Friday at 5. So I think he's just switching it from advanced to all of us.
Very cool.
Which is cool, yeah.
Now, if you come to do striking, and or if you just want to get into striking, you get 3 days a week.
I was gonna say that,
That's a good
training on for beginners. They get Monday, Wednesday, and then it's there's 4 days or whatever it is between that before they can train again on Monday.
Yeah.
So I feel like Monday, Wednesday, Friday is a good schedule for a beginner striker to have.
Or if you have to miss a day,
Yeah.
now you have an option to still get 2 days in.
Yep.
Because it's hard to get into something and not do it at least twice a week.
And it's nice. It's a little earlier on Friday, so you still have time to go out and do things Friday night.
Yep, train at 5. That used to be a big thing. We would all train at 5 o'clock, get our rolls in, and it was awesome.
You can do it right after work, and then
Yeah.
for me, I'll just rest all weekend.
Yeah.
I'll recover.
But so yeah, come to that class.
And then there's open mat right after it, so you can get striking in, learn some stuff, drill some stuff, and then go right to open mat if you want.
Yeah.
Yep.
5 and 6.
Boom.
Awesome.
Cool.
Wednesday, there's a judo road trip. We're gonna let Tom talk about his road trip.
Yeah, so again, we have a good judo network, which I think is super helpful for all the students. Nothing ever replaces traveling and competing. So do that to good places as much as you can. So we're going to Pure MMA. It's in Rockaway, New Jersey. It's about an hour and 15 minutes right from here. Their class starts at 6:45. It's awesome. It's very similar to what we have at Scranton MMA, where they were a big jiu-jitsu striking MMA school, and then my buddy Kevin started up a judo program, and so it's a lot of, let's say, brown belts and below, but most of them are good at jiu-jitsu, which is cool, and they're real motivated. They compete a lot, and Kevin actually set up a lot of the foundation for the way we run the judo program here. He was one of the guys that helped us take our judo to the next level. So when you go there, it's just a very familiar, oh, we're doing this, we're training like that, it's...
Feels like home.
Yeah, it's like Metallica and hard
really?
training. They don't play Metallica, they play some different music. They have Lindsey Sterling playing in the background. It's violin, instrumentals and stuff.
Right.
It's half Zen, where they're doing Osotos through each other's face. But it's a real cool club, real good people. And then for all the non-pure judo people, their jiu-jitsu's really good. And I like it because it's a lot of lightweights too, so I don't get to be squished on all the time.
Yeah.
So it's good people. So we do that a bunch. They come here a bunch. So if you can make it Wednesday, cool. If not, just ask us when we're going next time or when they're coming. You'll get a lot out of traveling and networking. It pays off huge. So, I definitely recommend it. Just talk to your coaches. Make sure you're going to the right spots. So you find good training, safe training, and you can get a lot out of it.
Nice.
Word.
Yeah. So traveling and training, I think, is a good way to up the amount that you're training.
Yeah.
But I think some people are wondering, because a lot of the times we tell our new people start with 2 days a week and build yourself up, but sometimes it's I feel like maybe they don't know how to build that, because I've seen people in the past go from that 2 days a week that we recommend to every day, and then you get burnt out, and then we don't see them for a while, and I think some people are wondering how they're supposed to go from that 2 days a week to being a full-time, training martial artist, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing with that transition is just time, I would, if I was somebody, right, and I restarted, and I was all right, this is my first week, I would set goals and times of like when I wanted to go from 2 days a week to 3 days a week. You know, I wouldn't just be like one morning I feel like one morning, oh, I'll start doing 3 days a week, because then you'll start like slipping and stuff. Just set up goals, like in like whatever. If it's 6 weeks, 2-3 months,
Yeah.
you say, all right, now I'm gonna go 3 days a week, then I'm gonna go 4 days a week, then I'm gonna go 5, or whatever it is, you know.
Yeah.
I think it's also important to realize like your time to get to like a good level, regardless of your skill level, but just to get to the point where you're training a lot, progressing a lot, making a lot of progress. Your time on the mat isn't the only factor, and it's actually one of the factors you might have the least control of. So you need to identify all the other aspects that go into like your development that you can control. So like your diet, strength and conditioning, mobility, sleep, supplementation, all of that. And I'm not saying you have to do everything like an Olympian, but what you can do, you should, and your goals should be in line with your commitment to improve upon those things. So if you're living off of fast food right now and you want to be world champion, good luck. But I'm not saying you have to eat like a 100% clean diet tomorrow. Just as you increase your time on the mat, you should improve your diet. You should slowly and consistently improve your strength and conditioning. You should slowly and continually improve, your mobility, so that when you're ready to train 6 days a week, you're doing the right nutrition, you're getting the right amount of rest, you're in good enough shape. Because if you just do one, it's much harder without the other. And like I said, unless you're a school owner, you don't have necessarily the same control over your time on the mat. If you're a student, you're going to be doing what your instructor says.
Yeah.
So you just do that, but you can lift the way you need to lift. You can eat the way you need to eat. And that's 100% in your control, and it has zero to do with where you live, your training partners, if you're a white belt, a blue belt, whatever.
Yeah.
You can do that all at an elite level, a high level, and make improvements.
Yeah. I think like building it up is so important, because I think we all kind of know what like a high level athlete is supposed to do. Like you said, like training, strength and conditioning, the nutrition, whatever. Like we all kind of know what that perfect picture looks like. But I think if you decide to do all of that tomorrow, then it's just overwhelming. And I would try to do that. Like tomorrow I'm gonna be perfect. It's like, no, that's not how things work. You gotta build it up.
What's weird is that used to work for me. Like I swear that so in Judo there's like this thing where January 1st you have a crazy workout, and then that would start like our 4-month prep for nationals. Mm-hmm. So a lot of times it's like Thanksgiving, Christmas, holidays, and I was kind of a slug for like a month. And like January 1st, like boom, that was it. Like lift 6 days a week, run 6 days a week, train 10 times a week, blah blah, like that. But I was a single guy, no kid, one easy, job. I controlled my workouts, I controlled when I trained. It wasn't that hard or that. Now, because I've been doing now, I've been slowly working out harder and improving what I'm doing on the mat. Mm-hmm. But if you just look at what I'm doing on the mat, it's like the tip of the iceberg. Like I'm old and beat up now, so I had to start getting in better shape. I had to start stretching more. I had to start eating more. I had to start doing a lot more so that I could push myself harder on the mat. And definitely it was like a slow, incremental process. But now I'm feeling that momentum too. And that's one of the benefits of doing it slow and steady. Is like every week you're like, I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning, and you get this like big, positive like confidence that's pushing you to go more rounds, more days, lift more, eat better. When I had to like flip the switch January 1st, you're just like, oh no,
this is dreadful.
Like January 2nd, no matter what, I would run 5 miles, which is like me like walking like this half the time. But like that's just what I did. Now like I'm just slowly, and like I feel good, and the results are coming. So hopefully like 3 months from now I'm like, just do this, it worked perfect. So slow and steady, and then the time commitment is like a real issue. So you have to figure that out. Like if you work, if you have a family, whatever you're doing now when you're not on the mat, whatever you're doing now when you're not lifting, whatever you're doing now when you're not like grocery shopping and prepping meals, you have to like budget and shift and figure that all out. And most likely you need to be more efficient with your time, or else, you know, start missing work, start driving your wife crazy, start, you know, whatever, and then you won't train. So you have to plan and figure that out. We were lucky. We had like Roddy Ferguson, of all things, guy's like a beast. Teach us this whole, like his whole system of how we went from like college football player to like judo Olympian, and it was like, and it had, for him especially, so much of it was off the mat stuff.
Yeah.
And he taught this big seminar. We had to pay $1, and then 4 months later, we started selling it as like a $2,000 product. And like a bunch of guys here, we were in attendance for it, and we were like, it was almost scary. We're like, what? He's like, yeah, you need nutritionist on staff. Like, on what staff? Who's staff? You know. But then he was cool. He's like, but at the end of the day, he's like, you could just go to Google, like Google what elite athletes eat, because it's not what you're eating. You know, Google how elite athletes are lifting, because it's not how you're lifting. You know, and it talks about putting everything in sync, and that'll help like propel you forward. So, yeah, game planning, what you do off the mat is probably more important at a high level, you know. But you can get started, just add an extra day, do more rounds. But as soon as you start doing that, you're going to be more tired, you're going to get sore, you're going to be like, ah. It's like, well, if you lift more, eat better, rest better, then you're like prepped to do that, you know.
Yeah. Well, someone like you, like you train like twice a day sometimes, and like multiple days a week, and you're like also teaching. So someone, I don't know if anyone else out there is like a school owner, like how do you ramp up and like prepare for like a competition?
My biggest thing is intensity with rounds when I start ramping up for a competition, and I mentally take note of how many rounds I have every day, and I have a set goal in mind of what to do. And then I also like to set extra time for drills. So whether it's like before or after classes, I'll grab like you or Tyler or anybody and drill, like even if it's just 15-20 minutes. I think drilling helps a lot, and it's not as tough on your body like when it comes to sparring, you know? I think people underutilize drilling, like undervalue drilling, where I feel like a lot of cases drilling helped me improve my technique over anything, you know? Because a lot of times when you're sparring, you do like sloppy technique or whatever wins, right? And you win maybe that round, but it's not necessarily good for the long term of your technique of your jiu-jitsu, because there's a certain level where you get where everybody's really, really good and technical, you know? So it's not like whoever makes the first mistake, nobody's gonna make a mistake, you know? So you have to be able to capitalize on very, very small windows of opportunity. And drilling, to me, has helped me see those small windows of opportunity. I think it's really good. I really do. I think that's what's been helping me a lot, especially.
It's just drilling. I gotta pick something in my diet. Well, what about recovery with all this? Like if you're like, okay, I want to start training more, like what do I have to do to not feel like crap?
I think Tommy brushed up on it, on one of the topics that I probably have the most trouble with is sleep. I think sleeping is probably the most important thing when it comes to recovery, honestly.
I think that's the one thing I like haven't tried yet. You know,
sleep?
like you try the you know, the mobility, the nutrition, the, you know, drinking protein shakes, and whatever, like ice packs. But I haven't tried to just like schedule my sleep.
How much sleep are you getting?
I mean, it depends on the night. So last night we went to bed around like 2
I mean,
before dinner.
before dinner.
It takes a long time, but it is worth it.
Yep.
We just started. I mean, he started way too late. I watched, but I was okay with it because now I have red wine beef to eat. It's so good. It smells so good.
You ever had it before?
Yeah, it's just ridiculous. One of the many, many benefits of having a 3-year-old is you're getting up the same time every day. So
Fat cat wakes me up sometimes.
I need to make sure I'm asleep to get, give or take, like, I try for 7 and I don't always get it, but like 6 to 7 hours normally is enough for me. And for a while I was able to, and I use this phrase, like get by with less,
Yeah.
but getting by, like we don't train to get by. Like we're training to improve and get better. So I don't like come to class just to get by class. Like I want to kick it in the face. So
Yeah.
like I need to be ready. So when I think of sleep, it has to be with that same thing. Like so at times like I would stay up and read or stay up and watch movies. Now it's like this is the time. I know I'm up like 5:36. I take melatonin. So here's the thing, melatonin's great. 90% of the stuff out there, it's too high dose. I would say for melatonin,
What's the
I would say your
wrong
max
thing?
should be 1 milligram.
What's the wrong thing about
Most
too
pills
high?
are 3 to 5. It's most likely you'll take it and wake up too early and wake up real drowsy. For me, I'll use 1 milligram pills. It's, a lot of times I'll just break them apart and that'll help me get that deep sleep. You know, also chasing after my daughter 12 hours a day.
He's tired.
That's a great thing. They're like, oh, you want to go to bed early? Get tired. Get up early. Get up early and you'll start going to bed early.
Yeah.
You can't go to bed late, you sleep late, you go to bed late. Just like anything else we do in training and improvement, just start reversing the cycle. So like you want to start going to bed early, set your alarm for 6 o'clock. Work out during the day, do jiu-jitsu hard, you'll want to start going to bed 10, 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
You know?
I
Just no
feel
matter what, just keep waking up early till you're going to bed early.
Yeah.
You know, you'll have like 2 or 3 days, then you'll be like, all right, new bedtime, 10, 11 o'clock at night. And you can't not, you know. But it's all dependent on that, like, commitment, you know. How much do you want this to be dictating what you're doing off the mat, you know?
I feel like going to bed at a decent time though, like requires preparation. Like we get home at 9 o'clock and then we have to like cook dinner and then eat and then shower and then, you know, it's like so late and then like, I don't know why, but I just love to scroll through my phone. That I know I could stop. Like that's just an unhealthy thing that I should just quit. But I feel like, I don't know, maybe food's prepped and
That's a
that
big,
kind
big
of
thing.
thing.
Yeah. I come home, I'm like cleaning, chilling. Like I don't have a lot of like family or personal time after training because it's like
So late.
it's late, you know. But so I do that stuff earlier in the day. You know, like I get a lot of daddy-daughter time in
I
at
just had,
6,
like, a
7 in the
revelation.
morning. What's
If I
that?
just like get up at 6, I could just like do the nighttime stuff.
You're so much more productive in the morning. It's like not even fair to how we feel as humans, you know? Because like when you're up early, there's just no other distractions. It's you what you want to do, you know? Like it stinks. I love sleeping in and staying up late, but when you're up late, like what do you generally do? Watching movies, playing on Facebook. You're not like killing it. You're not getting after your goals. You're not getting a lot of work done. We're not shooting videos, writing articles, you know, stuff like that. We're like, it's all recreational time. It's not productive,
That's true.
you know, time for your goals. So like for me, up at 6, that's a lot of like daddy-daughter time.
Mhm.
I need that. I'm doing that. Right after that is like super important work stuff, and then generally my workout of the day. Then it's, you know, more work and stuff like that. And a lot of times like around lunch when I have to eat, I start doing lunch and dinner at the same time. you know, or depending on like
cooking
what's
it?
going on. Yeah.
Okay.
You know, crock pot, smoker, just baking stuff, and you can quick prep it later.
Yeah.
You know, then it's like more work, gym, train, teach, back home, clean, bed, and I'm nice and sleepy.
Do you clean every day?
Certain stuff. My house is lived in with a 3-year-old. Like, if you're coming over with white gloves, you could just bring tan gloves and save ourselves a step. So we do a lot, me and Rachel do a lot of cleaning on the weekend, which sometimes stinks and drives us crazy, but it's generally a good way to do it. And then like, you know, some stuff during the week, like 1 or 2 things here and there. Like, I have to like shampoo my dang rugs tomorrow, like the carpet. Again, 3-year-old, there's like Play-Doh and crayons and markers.
You should just keep it there.
And coffee. Yeah, we also need like a darker carpet than like that white carpet in that one room.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, that's the other thing. Let's just rip that out. Get Fawn in there. Rip that all up. Yeah, it's, and again, like, it depends on what you want out of it. Like, if that drives you crazy, then like, I would say just keep your goals and life in line. Because your life is what you're gonna, like, if it's not, then you're just not gonna get your goals. If you have goals, whether it's I want to be a black belt, I want to win a tournament, I want to be a world champ, well, like, whatever that is, you have to do and plan accordingly, or you're just not gonna reach it.
Yeah.
You know, I love the law of attraction. If you just sit there thinking about it and don't do anything about it, it's not gonna happen. Your goals and actions have to sync up, you know, or else you're just not gonna be. You're not going to get there, then you're going to be frustrated, unhappy, and all that. But like Frank was saying, like slow incremental changes, like we've all said that, like that's the way to get there. So like, if you want to be world champ, great. How about go compete once? How about win a tournament? Just go find, I don't care if it's like the Peckville Open. Go there, crush it, win it, and then you're the Peckville world champ. That's sweet. And then
I'd love to be the Peckville world champ.
Someone, I forget. Maddie's the screenshot king, and he sent me a screenshot once of something like that. It was legitimately like it mentioned either a town or county right around here. World champion, and we're like, come on.
Yeah.
You know, like,
I think Matt is the champion of Peckville. I think Matt should be like the.
If anyone wants to take a shot at him, you know where he's at. Come get it.
I think he should be the mayor though. Or something on the council. He
like
just knows everybody.
Call you out on your crap, council. Like,
I'm part of that council, but behind the scenes, I don't.
Are we really talking about recovery? Because we almost went back to the other one.
I feel like they're kind of the same.
They're all kind of related.
I really did want to talk about sleep though.
I think too, when it comes to recovery, it like, and this kind of has to do with injuries, or like if you feel like you tweak something, make sure you guys ice it. There's like ice it, please.
Sometimes.
The ice really did help.
Like right after you hurt something, right after, but for the next 24 hours at least, like ice it.
Yeah.
And then, because we're all so smart and stay off of our injuries forever, the next time you work out, you probably, to some degree, re-injured it, ice it again.
Yeah.
Until it doesn't hurt after a workout, think of icing it. Get some packs, some water bottles, whatever. Just, you know, Travis Stevens, this judo Olympian, good jiu-jitsu guy, does like this thing where it's like, what's in my bag? And it's like, it's really like Under Armour tape and ice packs.
Yeah.
It's like, but the bag's like this big. It's like tape. But like,
that's Vito's bag. It's just all tape.
Yeah. He's
Vito's
like Travis in
tape.
training.
Yeah.
But ice, yeah, I don't normally think of that as like recovery, but you're right.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna get better quicker.
Yeah.
That's recovery. For me, especially as I'm like getting wiser, more mature, aka old as dirt. Like for me, I'll kind of lump them, but nutrition and supplementation. So I don't eat at all like I want to eat, but the better I eat, the better I'm able to recover from workouts. And one like little hack I use, it's kind of the only supplement I really take consistently, is protein powder. Because I know, you know, my wife and 3-year-old don't want to eat the amount of like protein I eat. So our meals are like normal human healthy meals.
Yeah.
But I need more protein than that with like lifting and training.
Yeah.
So I just supplement with like protein shakes. And like, it's not the best. Eat fish twice a day, chicken 3 times a day, and a steak every day, great. And if I can figure that out without my wife killing me, I'd love it. But, you know, happy family is a good thing. So we eat normal good meals, I get a good amount of protein, and then I add protein shakes after workout and before bed. And that helps me a lot recover from the beatings I take here and lifting. So those are big ones for me.
Yeah.
Massaging, foam rolling. I really only do that if something gets messed up, and like, I don't really do that to myself anymore. I'm kind of over like posting out of throws on my neck, or like if someone has mount, just trying to pull them over. So I train a lot more with like safety in mind, so I'm not doing that to myself as much.
I still get a little twisted up though, even if I'm trying to be safe.
Yeah.
Like I just get a little like twinges. I wish that fan was pointed at us. I'm sorry to change the subject, but
It is getting hot in here, and that fan is cooling off the invisible person right over there.
yeah.
Well,
What?
Well, it's at least.
we're running out of time soon anyway.
Are we? Yeah.
I'm still keeping the fan on, man.
Yeah,
Y'all get my
still.
armpit view for a bit.
There you go.
That pointed it right at me, Jess. Don't hit me. Oh, it is
Okay,
nice
so,
now.
yeah, I feel it.
All
It's
right.
good. It's
I wonder
good.
if the fan's gonna like kick up into my.
Let's we do the whole day podcast where we're nice and comfortable and cool.
Yeah.
This is way better.
My back's like sticking to the chair. So are we done?
Are we done? We'll save number 5.
Yeah.
Secret topic for next
We've been
time.
pushing that topic back for a little bit too.
Yeah.
That's all
I
right.
know.
There's a good one. I actually want to
That's
talk
right.
about that.
I feel like
off
that
camera.
needs a lot of time too. So.
But keep your topics coming, questions. I think these are valuable for a lot of people, whether you're like getting into it or into it. But if there's something specific for you, like don't be afraid, just ask it, and we can cover it. It probably will help somebody else too, like that age-old thing. But yeah, thanks for watching. Definitely appreciate it. And let us know what's up. Let us know what you think.
Peace.
See ya.
This is the awkward part.
Cut. Yeah, we'll have to stick my armpit back in the camera again. Try to get it sneaky.